Hey everyone, in this video we'll be looking at the Hyperlite Floss 2 frame. This will be a two-part video series. This video will just be looking at the frame itself, and then part 2 will be looking at the build and flying and testing the durability of this frame. So the Floss 2 is built upon the super popular original Floss 1 frame. This frame, they listened to the complaints of the original frame and revised it. So let's see how they did on the design on the second one. Let's go ahead and open this up, and I'll show you what comes in this. Alright, so first you get the stickers, and then looks like you get some actual floss if you want to use that. And then these look like the camera mounts. I think the description says these are for the micro cameras, like the Swift Micro or the Foxeer Micro. So we'll see how those work later. And then you get a bag of hardware. Looks like you get some. These look like M3 nuts with some, I'd say 20mm standoffs. You get a bag of looks like M3 screws, and then here, sorry, my nose is a little stuffy, I have a cold right now. So this looks like a VTX plate to put on top of your stack so you can mount your VTX. And then you get some, these look like, I don't know, 4 or 5mm female standoffs. You get 4 of those, and then it looks like you get these little M3 rubber dampened standoffs for the flight controller stack. 4 of those, and then these are just regular nylon M3 screws for the flight controller. And then this version that I'll be building is the 5.5-inch version. So the Floss 2 comes in 4 versions: the 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch, and 5.5-inch. So the 5.5-inch is supposed to be the new hype because you can get the agility of a 5-inch frame with the stability of a 6-inch frame. So I decided to go with a 5.5 because with a 5.5 you can go 5 or 5.5, so makes it easier for me. So you get 4 of these, and it looks like the Floss 2, they only come with a 2200 series motor screw hole, because I know in the original they had a version where you can get the 1407 smaller motors, but I think for this version they got away with that. And then it comes with the 3mm bottom plate with the integrated VTX mount. We'll see how that works. And then now instead of the 3 standoff top plate of the original, it looks like they went with a 4, because that way you can mount a battery on top if you want. Alright, so let's put this thing together and then see how everything goes. So I've never put one of these together, so I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Alright, so let's see. This looks like it's going to be the front, because the FC is going to go right here, and it looks like they have holes for the standard 36mm plates or 36 by 36mm flight controllers, or the 20x20s, because they have 2 different holes. And it looks like the flight controller is offset to the back, leaving room in the front for the camera. So let's just go ahead and stick the arms on here. I'm going to move these out of the way. Alright, so there should be 4 16mm screws, and then 4 12mm, and then there's M3x6 and then M3x5. I guess I'll figure that out as we go along. Alright, so I'm gonna guess that the M3x16 go on the inside holes. that arm. I'll go ahead and put an M3 nut on here. And then the 12mm goes on the outside hole. Alright, so I went ahead and mounted all the arms on here, and it does look like the longer arms go on the inside because that's where the standoffs are going to go for the top plate. So once you have the arms on there, it feels, right now there's a little bit of flex, but I don't know, we'll see if that affects the performance in any way once we start flying. And then once you have the standoffs there, or the screws there, just put the standoffs on the arms. And then this is the front, so I'll just go ahead and slide these camera mount adapters on. I think it goes this way. And then for the stack, we'll just use the hardware that it came with. Just use a little M3 nylon nut for these rubber standoffs. Alright, and then I guess for now I'm just going to go ahead and mount this on there just to kind of simulate what a flight controller would look like. So, and then I'll put the top plate on here. And it looks like the bigger opening is for the camera. And then I'll use the small M3x5 screws here. Alright, so I've got the frame basically built up, and let's see how much it weighs. So this again is the 5.5-inch version, and this one is about 70 grams. The 5.5 version is 70 grams, and I think the 5-inch version is supposed to be like 66 grams or something like that. I'm not sure, you can check the website. But overall, it's a pretty simple design. It feels pretty stiff right now, but we'll see how strong it is once we actually start building it. It looks like they finally fixed the problem. A lot of people were complaining. The first version of the frame, they had the arms, one of the bolts, it was mounted to the flight controller stack. So if you're changing the arm in the back, you'd have to unscrew one of the screws that go on the flight controller, which is a little annoying. But I'm glad that they fixed it in this second version. Okay, so I've never built a floss before, so for the next video, the build video, let me know what I should put in this. Put in the comments below what you think are the best components for an ultralight build, or let me know what you're running in your ultralight build, and I'll pull the comments and then I'll use those components to build it. So put the comments in below, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.